What's up guys, TheDevildogGamer here, and we are playing the amazing Battlefield Bad Company 2. You might be asking, DevilDog, why are we playing Battlefield Bad Company 2? Well, for one, it's probably the greatest Battlefield game ever made. I mean, that's not really up for debate. There are plenty of other great Battlefield games. Battlefield 1942, the original. Battlefield 2142, amazing game. The original Battlefield Vietnam on PC only. Sorry everybody else with the remake. The remake sucked. The first one was amazing. Battlefield 3, Battlefield Bad Company, Battlefield Bad Company 2, and of course Battlefield 4 barely. But then, after all of those legendary games, comes Battlefield 1 with mixed reviews. Battlefield 1 is a good game, but not a great game. And then we get Battlefield 5. The garbage of the garbage. The worst Battlefield ever made. And now comes redemption time. Battlefield 6 is on the way. What could it be? What does it need to be? Is there a possible way to save the Battlefield franchise from the hands of the men who created Battlefield 5? And if you're someone who says, but Devil, Battlefield 5 was great. No, it was garbage. First of all, they had the worst trailer of all time with an armless woman as one of their trailer debuts, which set off a firestorm. Then they went and decided to start a World War II game at the most obscure times of the actual conflict, completely skipped over majority of the big conflicts, Battle of the Bulge, Stalingrad, Omaha Beach, and half-assed their way into doing the Pacific Campaign because everyone was getting pissed. But by that time, it was too late. The Pacific Campaign couldn't even save it because even that was terrible. Battlefield 5 in itself was a failure. The tank gameplay was a lot of fun. The aircraft gameplay was fun also, but it didn't have that Battlefield. It just didn't have it. And that's the thing. How do you constantly create lightning in a bottle and become Battlefield Bad Company 2, Battlefield 3 every time you make a game? And you don't. That's the thing. You don't. But you can follow the actual guide of what makes the game successful. Battlefield Bad Company 2 doesn't have much customization at all. I mean, you only get 2 optics that you could choose from on most guns. But the map design was amazing. The gunplay was amazing. This Battlefield Bad Company 2 has the best sniping of all the games. All of them. It has it. When it comes to gameplay-wise, Battlefield 2142 had the most unique and amazing gameplay there was for any of the Battlefield games. And even Battlefield 4 tried to replicate that with their naval strike trying to take on the Titan mode. The Titan mode for Battlefield 2142 was perfect. The coolest game mode I've ever played in any game anywhere. And for all of you that who have a PC who've never played Battlefield 2142, I'm pretty sure there's still servers. It's probably $1. It's worth your time to see what you've missed. And where do you go from there? Battlefield 3 was a great start. Absolutely perfect start to a new age of Battlefield, bringing it back to the modern era. You know, we're back in the modern times. The weapon customization was there. The map design was there. The gameplay was there. It was great. And then Battlefield 4 comes along where they kind of expand upon that, but then you kind of get into weird stuff like the explodable drones, the SUAV, and just different things like that. And it kind of lost the Battlefield 3 taste, but it became its own game, and it's good in its own right. Battlefield 4 is a good game. It's not horrible. It's not great. It's good. It's just good. And then you got Battlefield Hardline, which is probably, I actually reinstalled it today because I was like, it couldn't have been that bad. I played it for 5 minutes and uninstalled. The game modes on it were great, but the gameplay and everything else just absolutely lacked. And now we're coming up onto Battlefield 6. This is basically the redemption for the Battlefield series. Is it going to go the way of Battlefield 5 and just suck? Or is it actually going to focus on everything that made all the other games great? gunplay, choice, customization, great map design, the era. They could do a 2143. They could. Would it be good? Really hard to match the success of 2142 because it's such an obscure thing. Modern times? Absolutely. Modern stuff would be great. Stay away from Cold War. Don't fucking touch Cold War with a 10-foot pole. Stay the fuck away from it. Vietnam. We've been there, done that twice now. No, let's not do it. Go back to the modern times. Create something that puts Battlefield 3 to shame in the modern era. Weapon customization. Better game modes. You know, not just your Rust and your Conquest large. Make new ones. Make up new ones. Look at, they made Titan mode. They can make games like that, but not copy and pasta every single mode. More gun selection. Better unlocks. Get rid of some of those stupid things like the SUAV and, you know, things like that. More destruction would be amazing, for sure. And better variants of vehicles, more variation of vehicles, but making them not the unkillable things like the proximity crap that they had in Battlefield 4. That shit was stupid. They have just tons of experience with this game series to look at all of the games, take everything that made every one of them good, and pack it into one game. There is no excuse for failure. Absolutely no excuse for failure. You could literally take 3 whiteboards and write everything that was great about every single game, and I guarantee you can mash them all together and make one game. It's that you have that level of experience there. And that's what I think they need to do. They have this one last redemption shot because everyone's just still salty as hell over Battlefield 5. I am. I was ready for a new Battlefield 2142 or Battlefield 1942. I didn't get it. Instead, I'm running around in some obscure time and, you know, took like, what, 2 years or something to get a Thompson or some crap. It was like, come on, man. It was just done from the get-go. But everything is there for them to do it. And honestly, we need something. We went from Battlefield 3 to their new revamp of it to 4 to 1 to 5. And it's like, well, in Hardline, just like, let's just forget Hardline even exists. Just scrap it from memory. Because there's only like 150 people playing it, at least. I only saw two servers full when I was trying to play it. But it's all there, man. It's all freaking there. And I think, honestly, don't remake maps. Don't even bother remaking maps. Don't waste your time. Make new maps with the same kind of formula that you've been using. Make it its own game that other games, you know, other people can be like, man, you know, Battlefield 6 was the greatest of all time. Like how they talk about Battlefield Bad Company 2. Make it that. Honestly, I mean, you can easily do that. Add in, make hardcore, like kind of how hardcore was a pillar of Battlefield 5. Make hardcore great again. Vehicle versus vehicle stuff. Why not? You know, there's so much you can do with it, and they have so much experience for it. To me, we need another good Battlefield game. I've been so disappointed by games lately. There's been so many games that I'm hyped for, that I'm like, this is going to be the greatest thing ever. Dead matters. And I just get disappointed. And I'm like, I'll never fucking buy a game again. Fuck this. Why? I'm going to go outside. Like, that's how bad some of these games have been lately. We need a good Battlefield 6. With how shitty the world is and how much we've been going through with, you know, the pandemic and everything, there needs to be an amazing Battlefield 6. That's what I want to see. I know that's what everyone wants to see. I don't want to see remakes. I don't want to see map remakes. I want to see all new. Smack the hood of that sucker and say, look at this baby. That's what we should get. And, you know, I'm really hoping we kind of get to that point again. You know, because they like pushing the envelope. Battlefield 1, and I think that's what made Battlefield 1 good, was because it was something new, and it pushed new gameplay stuff. It pushed a lot of the things, you know, that made other games good, because it was new. It was the first of that genre, and it was just, it had a lot going for it. It did. Even though it wasn't the greatest Battlefield ever, it just had a lot going for it because it was new and it pushed a lot of envelopes. Battlefield 3 was the same way. And then Battlefield 4 kind of took on the copy of it and still is a great game, but couldn't really live up to Battlefield 3 in the sense. And that's the same way with Battlefield Vietnam. Even though it was a remake, it doesn't beat the first one. I'm sorry. The first PC-only variant was way better than the remake. 110%. I hate to tell you guys that, but it is after playing it. And 2142, Battlefield 5 had to compete with, or not 2142, 1942. Battlefield 5 had to compete with 1942. How do you compete with that? Well, you don't start it off like they did. It's exactly how you do it. The potential's there, man. They have a chance to kind of reinvent Battlefield, and I think it's coming, and I'm putting faith into it. I'm not one to get onto a hype train and kind of say, this is what's going to happen, they're going to do it, but I'm putting my faith behind it. I think they can do it. I think they have the experience. I think they know what they did wrong, and I think they have the drive to pull it off, because the world needs Battlefield 6. But let me know what you think in the comments below, what you would like to see, what genre, what era, what gameplay mechanics, hell, even fucking weapons. Let me know. Alright, boys, I'll talk to you later. Peace.